Howdy y'all, Michael here. Today is January 28th, 2023. I'm going to continue to say that slowly so I don't mess it up. January 28th, 2023. Today is Winter Field Day. It's a much smaller version of our Summer Field Day for amateur radio, where we just try to contact as many people as we can. So there's actually 3 of them that I know of in the area. LAARK, Laura, and Dakara, which are 3 different amateur radio clubs in the county. They're all 3 going to be participating in Winter Field Day this year. I, however, am just going to go to one. Let me get the words out. I'm only going to go to one because my energy level still isn't 100%, but I'm getting there. So come hang out with me. Morning.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great, Paul. That's a nice one there.
It's big enough to run the AC in our trailer, which is the main purpose of it.
Is that the one with the RV plug on it?
Yes, it has 30 amp plug on it.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I had one before that was only 2200 watt. It was sufficient to run the air conditioner on a previous one, but not this one.
Well, I know with there's 2 different types of 30 amp, and the RV one, I believe Champion has the RV version of it. So
yeah, well, the one I had before, which is a Honda, had it as well. Specifically, it has to be the specific 220 EU 2200i or something like that.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay,
Working
so
on propane.
Always fun because it takes. This doesn't have a purge valve on it like my previous one did, so I have to crank it until it gets there.
And field day begins. Setting up the field day site here. Winter field day is a little smaller than summer field days because it's cold up north, but we in the south will prefer cool over the sweltering heat of the summer field day. What are we cooking here? Is that your famous chili? Ah, yes. We're all over that. Generators over there, and it looks like they're setting up antennas in the distance, so let's go check them out. It looks like somebody ran over some stuff here. Wasn't us. Oh, we're putting the antenna up here. This is actually just a mast. These long wires that you're seeing, they're going way over there.
That one down yet, okay? We got to loosen this end a little bit.
That's going to be part of the antenna right there.
Oh, pull them that way.
It's kind of dipole. It goes 2 different directions, but they keep it linear, so the transmissions actually go broadside of the antenna. So transmission is going to go that way, and they're going to go that way. By the way, we're at Lions Park here in the colony. That's Main Street over there. This is Nash.
How bad is it?
And if you keep going, you'll get to Blair Oaks down there. I believe this street right here is called Joy. And there's the pond. So the colony is by the lake, and we do have a lot of wildlife around here. Denton County is slowly getting more and more full with population as everybody is moving to Texas, but this place is a minefield, and I don't know if these are people's pets. I would hope not they're pets, but there's a lot of stuff you can step in very easily. We do have a lot of bobcats and coyotes in the area, and maybe a few foxes, so that could be from that. But If you do have a pet, please make sure you clean up after them.
Most of them should have gone further south by now, but there's a group of them that we saw somewhere over at the far end past the trees.
So I was guessing these could be bobcats and coyotes and maybe a few foxes, but Kevin here is telling me this is geese poop. That's a lot of poop from geese. I'm no expert at goose poop, but that's goose poop. I had forgotten they actually stock this lake here, this little pond here. But it is catch and release. They don't want you keeping the fish. What's pretty cool here is you can borrow fishing gear if you don't have any at the Colony Public Library. Still need your fishing license unless you fish the one day out of the year that's a free fishing day for Texas. But you can go to the library to get fishing gear. How cool is that? How many towns do that? Let me know in the comments if your town or city will loan you fishing gear so you can go fishing. Scott is setting up the VHF UHF station. Is this the call-in station, or what is this?
It could be call-in, it could be for winter field day, but it's going to be set up in a J-pole fashion.
Okay.
So it's normally this antenna is used for as a dipole for HF, but you can set it up as a vertical J-pole and it works great. But Paul is going to use it for digital.
Oh, okay.
And then also for sending WinLink messages, and then also for simplex or VHF UHF contacts for field day.
That's cool. And WinLink is basically a email system for ham radio.
Yes, sir.
It all works over the air.
But this antenna set up is called a buddy pole, and like I said, the buddy pole is normally used for HF. But given our circumstances today, we already have two HF antennas for phone and CW or Morse code, and then this one's get us up high enough in the air because antenna height's everything for us.
So what's this right here?
So this is the end for the guy ring that for the guy wire that'll go through the hole, and then you turn it, and then you don't have to tie it.
Okay.
So when I push it up through, it just goes through there. Turn it to the side. Yes. Then you can pull it tight.
Oh, very cool. I like simple. That is simple. Here is our only CW station. Kent's got it set up. And how are we doing on SWRs, Ken?
SWR's okay.
A lot better than Texas State Parks in the air.
Yeah.
We were having trouble with the station there. We're on the other side of the pavilion here at the park. And this is the second set of antennas. This is a dipole style antenna. It's called a fan dipole because there's actually more items, kind of like blades of the fan. It all connects up there. Right up there is a little thing called a balloon. It helps convert it to work from this coax that goes back all the way down to the pavilion to the radios. And these are 3 different bands, which are 3 different sets of frequencies. So with each frequency, you have to have a different length of antenna wire. And so if you're walking down here, you'll notice the first one ends here. So this part is the antenna wire. This part right here is this guy wire that is non-conductive, so it's not part of the antenna. But then you have the one above it, and you walk all the way down here, and this is where that second antenna terminates. And if you keep walking all the way down here, you'll see where the third antenna wire terminates. So these antennas will work 3 different bands, and they actually will affect each other. So it takes a little engineering to put one of these together, but that is the fan dipole. Right below there is a chain that's just to keep it straight and vertical like that. It's a great way of just putting some weight down, some weight down there, if I can get the words out. Nice cool day out here at the pavilion. We're going to start up here about 1 p.m. That's when the actual quote-unquote contest starts.
It's incredible. But he did it with a tuner, and because he was explaining why he did it, I thought, well, that's something. Because that's what he called it, I think. The beverage. Yeah.
You gotta have, they gotta be straight.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. It was over a tree, around the corner. I mean, it was like
One thing we have no problem doing as hams is eating. And this is a nice little spread. Especially with Dale's famous chili here.
There we go, there we go.
As he called it last year, infamous chili.
Yes.
Triple batch this time. Nice and steamy. I am on bowl number 2 here. Chili was excellent this year. Of course, I do it Frito pie style. So it's got Fritos, onions, cheese underneath, a couple of scoops of chili, cheese on top. Can't beat it. This is my friend Tom's radio. This is a Yaesu FT1D. It's the first generation of handheld for Fusion, and it is beautiful. Now I'll show you. I had the same radio, but mine's been on a few deployments. It's so ugly it doesn't even want to focus in. Mine's been through a little bit, and that's taking it lightly. A few minutes after 1 o'clock, the contest started, so there'll be contacting stations all around. And we're going to have a live stream here at 1:30 Central Time. Winter Field Day, the Colony Live. Paul just did his first live stream with his brand new phone here. So what phone you got?
The Samsung Galaxy Ultra 22.
Okay, so he's an Android kind of guy. I'm an iPhone kind of guy, but Paul travels around the world. That's part of his job. So he works for an unnamed corporation that does aviation. So let's just say that.
That's good.
So, but he's in Japan. He's in other places you go to.
England, Spain, Brazil.
So y'all give a thumbs up and leave a comment. Does Paul need to start his own YouTube channel?
Michael keeps telling me to do it. I don't know why. It takes a lot of time.
But he did one video. He did a couple of videos explaining how to use an amateur radio system. How many
Wires
views?
X.
Like 47,000, 55,000.
Yeah, but is that really a lot?
Is that really a lot? I don't have any videos that have 55,000
I watch
views.
guys that have millions of views. How much does it take to make money? I want money.
I want his
Everyone
experience.
subscribed to me and gave me money. Yeah, I'll make videos.
In fact, I was talking to him one time on ham radio while he was in his hotel in Japan, and I was here, and actually I was in Frisco, and I said, so what you have for breakfast? And he's like, well, it's just boring stuff. And then he told me what he got for breakfast. So I'm like, oh, what's that? That sounds good. You know,
Yeah.
it's something different. So
You get used to it. It's normal for me, maybe not so much for everyone else.
So Paul, give this video a thumbs up and comment if you think Paul should start a channel. He's got the cadence for it. He needs to start a channel.
We got so many already.
So
We can see.
all right, leave a comment down below. How are we using a generator? Well, it's called being prepared. We want to make sure we can test all of our systems, be able to communicate in case there was a utility outage. So this is just part of ham radio. Use a generator or other power source to keep communications up while everything else fails. So they have a little logo with ARRL. It says, when all else fails, amateur radio.
Pack walks all the time with a group that she trained with over by the lake, and they'll walk out and then let all of them go swimming in the lake for a while. Absolutely lovely.
That's what you're meant to do. That's what it takes up space. Land doesn't. And high, feels kind of like the dollar, look at like
Once again, I didn't operate, but had a fun time doing the ride showing. That was a blast.
You got out of it again, didn't you?
Do you know, sometimes I try to operate. It's like field day. I never get a station on field day. But we're getting ready to put up right now. Well, I try a few times. But we're getting ready to collapse everything down, call it a day. Men out there with the wagon,
I don't remember.
get in the gear, put it all up. Trying to keep some tension here.
I'm amazed.
Sync. It is a quick deployment device though.
And just to get one to balance on that end is amazing in its own right. Want to keep this paracord only there, or you want to take it off?
I was going to say something like that, and I didn't. That's what I thought when I saw the mallet. Does he just yank it out maybe? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to get in the camera shot.
Well, that was another successful field day. I think we're all tired, ready to go home now. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. For now, y'all take care, be safe, bye.